to all my marvelous music students. This is an advanced recorder episode for my students who have gotten really proficient on recorder. Before we start, just a heads up, part 1 of this is the warm-up video for its rating, where you get to learn the new fingering for E and practicing the combinations that are in this song, which are a little bit tricky. So before you play this video and work with this video, make sure you go back and watch the warm-up video first. Okay, so right into its rating, its pouring. All right, we're in the meter of 4/4, 4 beats in a measure. I know what you're thinking, Miss Light, that first measure does not have 4 beats in it, it only has 1/4 note. You are correct, it's not even a complete measure. We actually call that a pickup note in music. It's a note that leads us into the beginning of the song. Now, where does it come from? Well, if you look closely at the last measure of the song, 1/2 note, 1/4 note. 2 plus 1 is 3, and I need 4 beats in a measure. Where is the 4th beat? It is our pickup note. That is beat number 4. So the combinations in the warm-up video that we practiced were G to E and E to A, which is right here in the first measure. G to E, E to A. Here it is again, G to E, G to E, E to A. If you look carefully and study this first line, you should notice that this measure, measure 3, and the first complete measure are identical. Measure 2 and measure 4 are not identical, but they're very similar. G to E, and repeat that E, and then G to E. So this first line has a lot of repeats in it, but again, you want to make sure you can play the pattern of G down to E and E up to A. So I'm going to play the pickup note and the first 2 measures stopping right here. Here we go. I'll play it for you, I'll pause, and then that's where you practice it. I'm going to count to 3 because my pickup note is on B4. 1, 2. Now you practice G, G, E, A, G, E, E. This would be a great place to pause the video and you take a moment to practice it. Moving right along, I'm going to play for you measures 3 and 4. Again, very similar to measures 1 and 2. Here we go with measures 3 and 4. Now you take a moment and you try it. G, E, A, G, E. If you need to pause, this would be a place to pause. I'm going to play the entire line, first line, with the pickup note. Now, practice that whole line as many times as you need to. Pause right here and practice. Moving on to line 2. If you look carefully at measure 1 and measure 2, compare them and study them. And I'm hoping that you see that they're exactly the same. Again, with the same combination of G to E and E up to A, which we practiced in the warm-up video. I'm going to play this first measure for you. G, G, E, E, A. You try it. And so now I'd like to play for you 1 and 2, which are exactly the same. The exact same thing twice. And now you practice that. Let's study measure 3. G, 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 E, E, A. Well, if we compare this measure to the measure before, note 2, 3, 4, and 5, the last part of the measure is exactly the same. Where the difference happens is on beat 1. Here I have 1/8 notes, here I had a 1/4 note. So it's almost identical to the measures before it. I'm going to play measure 3 for you right now. Let me try that one more time. And you practice it. Now measure 4, G to E. Very similar to the measure above it, except we're not holding the E for 2 beats, it's only 1 beat. G to E is a combination you know. So I'm going to play for you measure 3 and measure 4 on the second line, putting those two together. And you practice that. Okay, I'm going to play the entire bottom line for you, and I'm going to go slow. And now you stop right here, stop the video, and take the time to practice that a little bit. I'm going to now play the entire song from start to finish so that you know what it sounds like. I'm going to go relatively slow so that you can get good enough and play along with me once you're comfortable. All right, here we go. Remember the pickup note. There's your whole song for It's Raining, It's Pouring. You can stop the video as many times as you need and practice it. It's going to be on this screen. You can stop, do your own practice, and then start and play along with me. All right, guys, that's all for today. That's our advanced recorder song, It's Raining, with the new note E. I hope you enjoy it, and I would look forward to coming to see you again next week.